welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be showing you how you can make a Gmail email filter using Python. So let's get started. Now, first of all, how will this Gmail email filter work? This Gmail email filter. So basically, it's going to ask you three things in the terminal. The first one going to be the person that send the email, and then after that the second thing is going to be the time that it's a check for. So let's say it's going to check for the past 10 days. Then it's going to ask for a keyword, then after that it's going to ask for a label name. So what's gonna happen is that, let's say you type this in, so no reply at accounts@google.com. So it will basically search all of your emails over here and then basically check all the emails that it has gotten from that specific Gmail account in the past specified number of days. And then it will make its own label, create it, and then put all of those emails inside the label so that you can easily check it. So this is what we are going to be making. So let's get started. Now, we are going to first have a config.py. So this is an example. So basically what you have to do is that you can remain this the same. So this will be the same. And then after that, you have to change your email to your Gmail and your app password. Now I will show you how to get your app password. So first you can go into Google. You can click on your profile and you can click on manage your Google account. After that, you will come on a page something like this in myaccount.google.com/some characters. So inside search Google account, what you have to do is type in app password and then just wait for a second. Over here, you can see that there is going to be something under security called app passwords. You can click on it, enter your password, and then it will show you a 16-character password. You just copy it and paste it over here. Make sure to save it because it will only show it to you once. And then over here, you can also check it. Now, after you get your app password, don't worry, all the code is in the GitHub description below, so you don't need to type this all out. So after you check your app password and set up your config.py, okay, so now we can start with the importing. So first we're going to import IMAPlib, import email, import email.util, so from email.utils, import parse adder, then from datetime, import datetime and time delta, and then lastly we need to now go over here and import config. Now, first of all, what is config, you may ask? Config is basically the name of this Python file. So we're basically just importing all the values inside the Python file inside our main.py. After that, we can start making our functions. So the first function is going to be to connect with IMAPlib. So we're going to be naming it define connect. So m is equal to IMAPlib. So IMAPlib.imap4ssl. And then inside that, we're going to do config.imapserver. You do not need IMAP port. Then after that, we are basically going to be logging in. So m.login, it's going to be m.login, using our email and app password that we have defined inside our Gmail over here. And then after that, we can select, so m.select inbox. So we are basically gonna be selecting inbox from our Gmail. And then after that, we are going to be returning m. After that, what happened is that we have logged in to our email and we have given it to select inbox. After that, we are going to be making a new function called define get underscore IDs, and it's M and days. Okay, so first if days, and then if days, then date is equal to, I'm gonna put that in parentheses, date time dot now minus time delta days is equal to int days dot str of time. So basically what this is going to be checking, so if the date is equal to our date time now, so today is the 18th, and then minus time delta days is equal to int of days, so we minus time delta and then our str of time of this. So we're going to be doing that, and then after that we are going to be getting basically underscore and data is equal to m.search none and since date, or else we'll put m.search none all and then return data 0.split. So this is basically what's gonna happen, is that when we put our inputs, it is basically going to get, all dates and everything from over here. Okay, so that is going to be our get IDs. Now we are going to have define sender off. So define sender off, and then inside this we're going to be typing in message. Over here we can put return parse address, so addr message.get from, and then after that I'm going to put or nothing, and then after that we are going to be putting the first one dot lower. Okay, so dot lower will return a copy of the string to lowercase, and what this is doing is that this is going to parse the address into its constituent real name and email address part. So it's going to return a tuple of real name and email address. So this is what's going to be happening, and over here what we're doing is that we are going to be going to the next function, which is called define move, which is by the name of it, we are going to be moving our whole thing. So we are going to get m, IDs, and label. Okay, so first we're going to put try m.create label. So it's going to try to create the label. So try m.create label. Okay, I don't know why we are getting a red line over there. We should not be getting a red squiggly line. Okay, and then accept pass. So we're going to be trying to create the label. So m.create the label and accept pass. So m is basically the name we put over here, which can control everything that we are doing. So now we are going to be putting for I in IDs. So basically we're going to be going through our whole IDs. So for I in IDs, I'm going to be m.copy I label and m.store in all of this. So basically this is a place where we are going to be storing everything. And then after that we are going to be typing in m.expunge. So m.expunge. Now we have all of this code over here. Now let's just go through whatever we have done until now. So first of all, we have imported our libraries, and then after importing the libraries, we basically connected it. It's going to get the number of days. So later on we're going to be making a code to get the days and everything. So it's going to have an input, and then we can put the name. So what this part is going to do is it's going to ask the Gmails, give it all the message IDs since the X date. So over here it is going to ask, Okay, so give me all the message IDs since the date we have put over here, which is days. And then since, we have put since because it is the only reliable server-side time filter in IMAP. So, and then in sender off, what we're doing is that we are converting the raw headers, which look like something like this. So if I'm correct, so it's going to be like John Doe. I'm gonna put randomly, then after that johndoe.gmail.com. So it's going to look something like this. So what we're doing is that we are actually cleaning this, and it just converts it to the actual Gmail address. So it's going to be easier for us to, basically search the whole thing. And this is going to be what makes the matching strict. And then in move, we are going to be moving the emails to label. So Gmail labels is like IMAP folder. So IMAP cannot move it directly. So you like simulate moving it. So what I mean is that you're gonna copy it. So you put the email into label, and then this part over here, what we're doing is that you are going to be marking the original, and then after that you're going to be permanently removing the original. Now after that, we can go into our main pipeline, so which is obviously called main. So we're going to be typing in define main. So m is equal to connect, and then sender is equal to input, enter sender's email address, dot strip dot lower. So we're going to strip it, and we are going to be lowering all case characters. Then obviously you are going to be having days, so you can just put days and then input number of days, and after that you're going to be having it label. So label is going to be input, so input, enter label to move emails to, which is going to be basically the name of the label. And then we're going to be getting the IDs from getID, which we made over here, which as I explained, it's going to find the message ID for the specific dates. And then after that, I'm going to be putting in matched is equal to a list. So first for I in IDs, underscore and ID underscore and data actually. So underscore and data is going to be equal to m dot fetch I, and then after that RFC822, and then after that we are basically going to be putting a message is equal to email.message from bytes data 01. So after we code this whole thing, I will give you an explanation of what we are actually doing over here. So after that, we can put if sender underscore off message is equal to sender is equal to sender, then matched dot append whatever we have put over here. And then after that, outside of the for loop, we can put move m matched and label. So that's all that we are going to be moving. And then after that, print whatever we moved. And then lastly, we are going to be putting in if underscore name is equal to underscore main, then main. Okay, now we did all of that code. So now let me explain what main actually does. So it's basically the step-by-step execution. You're going to call the connect, you're going to ask it for all your inputs, and you're going to get the ID. So the user will input the target sender, time, window, and destination label. It's going to do fetch IDs, and it's going to loop through each ID over here. It's going to fetch the full email, it's going to parse it over here, and then after that it's going to compare it with the target. So if then it's going to collect all the matching IDs and move it to the label using the move function. So this is a basic code of how you can make a simple Gmail filter using Python. So let's run the code and see what happens. So let me just copy this code over here. So first enter sender's email address. Entered it. Enter number of days to look back. Let's see, I'll just put 13. Enter label to move Gmails to YT_show. And I am basically just going to be running it. So let's, okay, so it said it moved 2 emails to YT_show. And if we actually just refresh this over here and go over here, you can see that it has basically filtered those 2 Google messages and then put it inside the label. So this is how you can make a simple but efficient Gmail filter using Python. I hope you like this video. Thank you.